This may look like a natural wetland, but it's actually one of Melbourne's most important pieces of infrastructure. Welcome to the Western Treatment Plant at Werribee, once known as a sewage farm. Today, it's globally recognised as a leader in sustainable wastewater treatment and resource recovery. But let's take a step back. By the late 1800s, Melbourne's brand new sewage system was finally moving wastewater out of the city. The main outfall sewer, completed in 1897, successfully transported sewage from homes and businesses via gravity well away from densely populated areas. But that raised a new question. Where would all that sewage go? The city needed a treatment solution, a place where waste could be broken down, recycled where possible, and released safely without threatening public health or the environment. Engineers at the newly formed Melbourne Metropolitan Board of Works selected a site on the Western Plains, 10,500 acres of low-lying farmland at Werribee, near Port Phillip Bay. The site offered flat topography, suitable soils, low rainfall, and enough space to build a treatment system that could expand over time. This became the Werribee Sewerage Farm, and for its time, it was nothing short of revolutionary. Rather than relying on mechanical or chemical processing, the early system used land-based treatment. Wastewater was irrigated across open paddocks, where it soaked into the soil and was filtered naturally. Microbes in the soil and exposure to sunlight helped break down contaminants, while the nutrient-rich water was reused to grow pasture for livestock grazing. It was low-tech but effective, enabling Melbourne to treat sewage at scale with minimal energy and cost. By the early 20th century, Werribee had become a well-established treatment facility and a working farm. Sheep and cattle were run on the site, and the sale of meat and wool helped offset the costs of managing the overall system. In many ways, it was one of Australia's earliest examples of circular economy, a blend of public health, productivity, and sustainability. But as Melbourne's population grew, the limitations of this approach became apparent. Seasonal variability, odour, and treatment consistency were challenges. In response, engineers began to upgrade the system. In the 1930s, lagoon treatment systems were introduced to the site. These shallow, open-air ponds allowed bacteria and algae to break down organic waste in a more controlled and consistent way. By the 1980s, large-scale lagoon systems were in place across the site, providing robust biological treatment across hundreds of hectares. In the late 2010s, more intensive biological treatment was added to meet newer and higher environmental standards. This included nitrogen reduction to protect the health of Port Phillip Bay, along with other nutrient control improvements. These upgrades helped ensure that treated water could be safely released or reused if returned back to the Class A recycled water treatment plant, built within the wider site boundary. Today, the Western Treatment Plant is undergoing yet another transformation. New infrastructure is being planned as part of the Resource Recovery and Reuse Complex, an ambitious program that likely includes modern primary treatment facilities, improved solids handling, potentially further anaerobic digesters, and co-digestion facilities for industrial food wastes. These upgrades would aim to increase capacity substantially and support the plant's role in Melbourne's wider circular economy initiatives. The site's energy system is also a standout. As sewage breaks down, it produces biogas, mostly methane, which is captured and used to generate electricity. The plant now produces the vast majority of its own energy which is required on site, dramatically reducing its overall carbon footprint. But Werribee is more than a treatment facility. It's an ecological haven. The combination of open space, treated water, and constructed wetlands has made it one of Australia's most important bird habitats. Over 300 species have been recorded here, including internationally protected migratory birds. The site is listed under the Ramsar Convention as a wetland of international significance, and it plays a major role in local biodiversity. It's also one of the only treatment plants in the world that offers public tours, school excursions, and environmental education programs. Visitors can explore how wastewater is managed, meet the engineers behind the scenes, and witness firsthand how modern sanitation and conservation can work hand in hand. But the story doesn't end here. Melbourne continues to grow, and the volume of wastewater grows with it. Werribee and the broader sewerage system must continue to evolve. Upgrades are already underway to expand existing recycled water use, improve treatment efficiency, and integrate digital systems like real-time monitoring and predictive analytics. The plant's future lies in resource recovery, extracting water, energy, nutrients, and biosolids for reuse. This is the new face of wastewater treatment, and Werribee is helping lead that way. What began as a practical response to a public health crisis has become a global example of engineering resilience, environmental stewardship, and sustainable planning. The Western Treatment Plant is more than just infrastructure. It's a living, breathing part of Melbourne's water story. In our next episode, we'll explore how Melbourne's sewage system has expanded, how new suburbs are connected, how modern materials and construction methods have changed the game, and how engineers are planning for the city's future. I'm Paul Michael Angus. Appreciate you joining me.